All right, everybody, we're back. It is Tuesday, which is ridiculous to me because it feels like it's been multiple weeks and it's really only been 2 days. So here's some major announcements. The first thing that you need to know is that as far as I can tell, it's confirmed that schools in the Riverside County, including our school, is going to be closed until April 30th. So that's extending the closure longer. I think it's 5 or 6 weeks at this point. So if you hadn't heard that news, make sure to share that with your families, make sure that they know. Some other news was about restaurants are supposed to go to delivery only. I was able to go to Starbucks and do the drive-through, but I want to encourage you guys to definitely listen when doctors are talking about this stuff. I've seen some posts by students, I've seen some posts that are memes, that are downplaying this, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is that you recognize your role in preventing other people from getting this. And when I say that, I also want to draw attention to the fact that there are 3 confirmed deaths in Riverside County, and that is heartbreaking. Those are families that are now suffering and that are hurting because of what this virus has done, not just the sickness that people get, but also the fact that they're going to be people that we lose in all of this. When we talk about that, a lot of young people write that off because they're not really worried about the death rate and they aren't afraid that they're going to die because it hasn't been affecting people under 30 as much. And I would first of all like to say, obviously it still affects you. You still get sick. So it's not like, oh wow, I'm so happy I'm not gonna die. Many people are still getting sick. Some people won't show symptoms at all, so you're kind of like, this isn't a big deal. I want you guys to recognize that this is something that's affecting a lot of people, especially when they're people who have connections to family members that are elderly or people who are immunocompromised. So the best piece of advice that I've seen posted online about this is it's not about you. If you're sitting there and you're not afraid, that's fine. I just ask that you still be responsible because there's plenty of people out there that are afraid and they're legitimately afraid for their lives, they're afraid for their family members, they're afraid for how this is going to affect them financially, and I want you guys to at least take that seriously. Think about how we started this year talking about how important it was to empathize with others and making sure that we're flexing that skill as much as we can right now. So if you're hearing somebody say, hey, I'm freaking out, I'm scared, make sure to come alongside them and meet them where they're at and be a friend to them. Don't say, yeah, there's nothing to be afraid of. You guys are hoarding all this toilet paper. Don't hoard toilet paper. That's stupid. Better words. That's not the best move, but you should be kind to one another, and you should definitely be kind to those who have elderly family members or immunocompromised family and friends, because those people are legitimately scared, and it is okay to be scared right now. It's just not okay to treat others in a way that disrespects them or dismisses their fears. So with that being said, those are the major updates. I haven't heard anything from the district. I know that we're closed later, which is very sad. I know that the closures are getting, they're spreading out to other businesses. The movie theaters are shut down, and that's kind of a big deal for me. So with today at Tuesdays at school are a very important day to me, at least. And I know a lot of my students kind of groan about this because it's reading day. And on Tuesdays, we take time every single Tuesday to have quiet, peaceful time where we are reading. I don't want you to lose that. Many of you guys have been plugged in either on your cell phones. I mean, I've started being a part of this Discord channel. Thanks again, Katie, for setting up that Discord channel, by the way. But I've been a part of this Discord channel, and I get updates every 2 seconds at minimum with different posts, different people talking about memes and stuff that they've posted. It can be loud, it can be crazy, and it also helps me to shut off that inside part of my brain, which is what I kind of talked about in the last video. We need to make sure that we're using time right now to tend to our internal space. So that part inside of your brain where you go to when everything is quiet and where you have nothing else to talk about and no one to talk to, that's what reading helps with. Now, I've posted the video that I played for you guys at the beginning of the school year about reading, to remind you guys, in case you forgot about it or in case you never really watched it in the first place, how important it is that we take time out to read. Books can be life-changing because they're shifting the way that your brain is processing information, and they're creating a space inside of your head where you can enter into. This helps you with mental health. This helps you with staying focused. This helps you with empathizing with others, all of which are important skills for you to have. So I want to just say it's absolutely still important that you take time to read. I know that reading a screen and all of the notifications on there feels like you're just spending a whole bunch of time reading, but books, actual books, old books, and books that have resonated with people for thousands of years, hundreds of years, for decades. Those are the sort of things that you should be tapping into right now, because there's a depth to them that reminds you that even when things are scary in this moment, that these are things that people have tackled for years and years and years. The idea of what it means to be human is something that authors have been writing about since the moment we had the ability to communicate through writing. And so I want to make sure you realize how precious it is that we have time to tap into reading as an art form. Especially if it means having quiet time where you're turned off from all of your electronics and you're just focused on a good book. So I would like Tuesdays to still be reading days. Our live stream is going to be focused on film and how I've set up all of these streams, because Tuesdays is usually film club. So it will be a film club live stream and then a gaming live stream. But I wanted to take Tuesday's video to just make sure that you guys are focused on reading a good book. And for me, that good book is Le Petit Prince. It's the French version of it. This is The Little Prince. It is one of my favorite children's books. It is one of Miss Ely's favorite books, and it's one that I keep on coming back to. I just wanted to take time to read you guys the first chapter, which is one very short page, but I think it's clever. I think it's hilarious. I think that it helps us to escape a little bit while also tending to that internal space where we can better ourselves. So I'm gonna read this for you guys. If you want to check this book out, I believe it is on Sora. So use the Sora app or buy it on Amazon. Go to amazon.com/Mr. Jack. I'm kidding. We don't do sponsorships here. All right. With that, we got a Little Prince. I'm gonna show you guys the pictures because you deserve it. So, once when I was 6, I saw a magnificent picture in a book about the jungle called True Stories. It showed a boa constrictor swallowing a wild beast. Here is a copy of the picture. In the book, it said, boa constrictors swallow their prey whole without chewing. Afterward, they are no longer able to move, and they sleep during the 6 months of their digestion. In those days, I thought a lot about jungle adventures, and eventually, I managed to make my first drawing using a colored pencil. My drawing, number 1, looked like this. I showed the grown-ups my masterpiece, and I asked them if my drawing scared them. They answered, why be scared of a hat? My drawing was not a picture of a hat. It was a picture of a boa constrictor digesting an elephant. Then I drew the inside of the boa constrictor so the grown-ups could understand. They always need explanations. My drawing number 2 looked like this. There's a big elephant. The grown-ups advised me to put away my drawings of boa constrictors, outside or inside, and apply myself to geography, history, arithmetic, and grammar. That is why I abandoned, at the age of 6, a magnificent career as an artist. I had been discouraged by the failure of my drawing number 1, and on my drawing number 2. Grown-ups never understand anything by themselves, and it is exhausting for children to have to provide explanations over and over again. So then I had to choose another career, and I learned to pilot airplanes. I have flown almost everywhere in the world, and as a matter of fact, geography has been a big help to me. I could tell China from Arizona at first glance, which is very useful if you get lost during the night. So I have had, in the course of my life, lots of encounters with lots of serious people. I've spent lots of time with grown-ups. I have seen them at close range, which hasn't much improved my opinion of them. Whenever I encountered a grown-up who seemed to me at all enlightened, I would experiment on him with my drawing number 1, which I have always kept. I wanted to see if he really understood anything, but he would always answer, "That's a hat." Then I wouldn't talk about boa constrictors or jungles or stars. I would put myself on his level and talk about bridge and golf and politics and neckties. And my grown-up was glad to know such a reasonable person. Well, you can hear Maple outside barking. She has a big old swollen face, but that is the official first chapter of The Little Prince. If you just read one chapter of The Little Prince every day, you'll finish this book long before you get done with this quarantine. So I strongly encourage you guys to pick up a book and just read that much. Just 5 minutes, maybe even less, of sitting down with a book and getting into it. There are plenty of good books out there. So I'll give you guys some suggestions, a link to the Sora app below, as well as a link to the video that I posted before that talks about how amazing bookstores and libraries are. It'll be a way of you getting out without actually getting out, because you can't leave and you certainly can't travel to South America. So we're gonna do that through YouTube. How about that? With that being said, I'll give you updates as soon as I have them. I'll be up for live stream at 3 o'clock, which is only a few hours from now. I can't express how much I appreciate all of you guys showing up, watching these videos, liking, commenting, creating a Discord, interacting on there, and making this into something that really feels like I'm not alone. I think that it's important that all of us find a way to not feel alone right now. And for some of you, it is Tuesday, and it's only been one day, and you're gonna think this is kind of silly that some random dude is talking to you about not being lonely on the internet. But it's not gonna be just 2 days. It's gonna be a lot more. And as those days start to pile up, you're going to want to have a place where you can connect with each other. This, I'm hoping, will be that place where you can connect with me, you can connect with the other students. Maybe we can create an online community where we're able to do some amazing stuff. What I've encouraged all of you guys to think about, and I want to encourage you again to do that, is this is an opportunity, this is a freedom. This is you and a bunch of the adults in your life not really knowing what happens next. I've encouraged you to find your voice, and I've encouraged you to realize how much power you really have. This is it. This is your time. If you can't do it now, it's not going to get easier. You have this opportunity where everything has shifted and expectations have changed, and you get to decide what you want your schooling to look like, and what you want your social life to look like, and what you want the future to be. Take that opportunity. Absolutely don't allow yourself to just get lazy and to become a consumer of all of this other stuff. Actively create. Do something new. Learn how to juggle. Learn how to go for hikes. You don't have to be sitting on your butt at home in order to deal with this quarantine. There are many ways to do it. So I want to encourage all of you guys. I know how brilliant you are. I sat in a class with you. I've heard some of you guys respond to my simple questions in brilliant ways. So use that brilliance. Put down your phone for a minute, pick up a book, and take time to think about what it was that you thought about before everyone told you to consider politics and school and geography. What does it mean for you to consider the things that really make you who you are? How can you make other people understand who you are? I hope you find ways to be creative. I know that I will try my best, and that's what this whole thing has been about. Thank you for listening for this lengthy 15-minute long video, and I'll see you guys all at the live stream or tomorrow. I'll keep on posting my classroom attendance, so if you guys are on Google Classroom, make sure to be doing the attendance just for fun. You should not be getting grades on anything, and I'll keep you updated as soon as I know. I love you all. I'll talk to you in a bit. Bye.